Want some guys out of Nashville, y'all.
All right, it is just a few minutes past 5 o'clock, so we will call the Troy City Council meeting for October the 22nd to order. If you don't mind, will you please stand for a brief invocation and then the Pledge of Allegiance. Dear Lord, once again, we come before you with humble and grateful hearts for the opportunity to represent our constituents and the great city of Troy. Please lead us and guide us in everything that we say and do. Make it be pleasing unto your sight, and your will be done. In your name we pray, amen. If you'll face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. And Reverend Green, I know that was a simple prayer and invocation, and not quite adequate with someone of your stature sitting in the audience. I was afraid I was going to really fumble over my words, so may need you to do that next time you're here. All right. So, Council, we have a relatively long agenda this evening, but we will work through it as best we can in a timely fashion. So with that, if the clerk will please note that all of our members are present, except for Ms. Moultrie, who is attending to business. We do not have any committee reports this evening. And Council, you have the minutes of the previous council meeting before you. If there are no additions or corrections to those minutes, a motion to approve is in order.
So moved.
By Mr. Meeks, seconded by Mr. Jones. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the minutes are approved. Thank you. All right. The first item of business on our agenda is Resolution 2020, number 3, grant application, Fire Department. Chief Stevens, if you don't mind coming and giving us a brief explanation of the grant.
Yes, sir. This is just the asking permission for us to sign an agreement with JMCM, which is a grant writing organization for FEMA grants. If we awarded these grants, it'll be a 5% match on their part and a 5% match from the city of Troy. So we will actually, if this is approved, we'll only be spending 10 cents on the dollar.
And there's no cost?
No cost
to your budget unless the grant is approved. Is that correct?
That is correct. And also, we will be applying for a firehouse sub-grant, but that'll be 100% funded if it will be.
All right. Council, any questions or comments for Chief Stevens regarding Resolution 2023? If not, is there a motion to approve? By Mr. Jones, seconded by?
Second.
Mr. Meeks. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is approved. Thank you. Chief, while you're here, you've got Resolution 2020, number 4. Bid award for a fire department vehicle.
Yes, sir. This was for, we sent bids out, and the only one that came back was from Bill Jackson for a Chevy Tahoe for $39,959.50. And this will be for the new deputy chief's position. And it is budgeted for this calendar year.
All right. Questions, comments for the chief at this point? Mayor, I'm sure this comes with your approval, as the previous resolution probably had your approval as well, and I forgot to ask. All right. No questions or comments. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
By Mr. Meeks, seconded by?
Second.
Ms. Baker. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
The next item is Resolution 2020, number 5, authorizing the use and grant of public funds, CGI and Troy University Foundation. And Mr. Calhoun, do you want to give us a brief description of this? This is part of some housekeeping measures that go along with an ordinance that we'll take up later on in the meeting.
That's correct. This resolution relates to an ordinance that was introduced for a first reading at the last meeting to authorize the refunding of the city's Series 2010 general obligation bonds that were originally issued to finance the construction of the CGI facility. And that was done pursuant to Alabama Constitution Amendment 772. And so these bonds that, or this bond or warrant that will replace the prior bond will be issued in the same manner. So this companion resolution to the ordinance would authorize the issuance of the refunding warrant pursuant to Amendment 772. And I assume I will come back for the ordinance piece?
Yes, sir.
Get there?
If you
Okay.
don't-
All right. Thank
If
you.
you don't mind. Since you're here,
Any questions?
any questions for Mr. Calhoun at this point? If not, Mayor, I know this comes with your approval as well. If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
By Ms. Baker, seconded by Mr. Jones. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, the next resolution is 2020 number 6, acceptance of Alabama Department of Public Health grant. And Mayor, I think you're going to give us a brief description on this one.
Yes, this is related to fluoride equipment that we use to add fluoride to the water at the Park Street well and at the Franklin Drive well. It's for $2,651, and it's something that we've done, I guess, since those wells have been in existence.
Any questions or comments for the mayor regarding this resolution? And I think the cost of this, Mayor, was $2,600. You may have said that. $2,651.
Yeah, $2,651.
All right. Questions, comments?
The park and Franklin, they're the only two wells that need it.
Yeah, they're the only ones that are of an age that was part of the process. I think that started years ago when they started adding fluoride to water before they put it in toothpaste and mouth rinses and all the other kind of things that they did. And so those are the two that are set up for that.
All right. With that, is there a motion to approve the resolution? By Mr. Jones, seconded by?
Second.
Mr. Meeks. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. Thank you, council. Next item of business is Resolution 2020 number 7, airport improvements. And Mayor, I'll let you talk about this as well, but this is to put together our grant for June of 2020, I believe, for some design work on the taxiway out at the airport. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is a pre-application as Michelle Conway with Goodwin Mills and Kaywood briefed you upstairs on. And we have to file this paperwork so that we are eligible to, if we so choose, to try to get a grant. I think that process is due 1 June of next year. And it's rehabilitation of a taxiway. As y'all know, you periodically approve a 5-year plan and this is just the next step in all of that.
All right. Questions, comments regarding the resolution? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
By Mr. Meeks, seconded by Mr. Jones. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions?
Aye.
The clerk will please note that the resolution passed by a majority vote of 3-0-1. Thank you. Thank you, council. All right. The next item of business, the next series of items of business on the agenda is some of our agencies that are in our budget that it's time to renew their contract for services. And we've asked them to come and address the council briefly, 2 to 3 minutes, with what they're doing with the funds. And so with that, the first one on the agenda, Resolution 2020 number 8, contract for services Pike County Extension Office. If you'll come forward for everyone in the public, please state your name, the agency you're with, and then your explanation.
Okay, I'm Selena Dodson, and I am the 4-H Foundation Regional Extension Agent for Pike County. And we are asking for $12,000, $5,000 for the 4-H agents travel, $5,000 for the county extension coordinator travel, and $2,000 for program expenses. And our 4-H, I serve all elementary students in Pike County and as our, Troy City, and all private schools in Troy City, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. And then I see all high schools and middle schools. I do programming in those also.
All right. Questions or comments?
I'd make a comment as a parent that I'm thankful that 4-H is in our community. And it is not the 4-H that I had when I was in school, that it's been great to see you expand, or 4-H expand their programs, that it's still very heavily agricultural and forest based, but certainly there is a wide variety for students that come from all backgrounds and have all kinds of interests. So it's been good to see that expansion. Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the resolution? By Mr. Jones, seconded by?
Second.
Ms. Baker. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. Thank you. The next resolution is 2020 number 9, Contract for Services Organized Community Action Program. Is anyone here this evening for OCAP? I know they're having a executive board meeting at the time, so they probably did not have someone. In that case,
I'm going to make a motion that we carry this forward.
all right, we have a motion to carry it forward to the next meeting. Do we have a second to do that? Seconded by Mr. Meeks. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, we will carry forward resolution 2020 number 9. Next is 2020-10, Contract for Services, Pike County Soil and Water Conservation. Someone here from, how are you? If you don't mind saying 2 for 1. We like that, no problem. As stated earlier, just please state your name and the organization for the record. Thank you.
Thank you, and I can get hers.
You
put
can
it in her
read one
box.
for
And we have
Ms.
a
Moultrie.
little bag
Okay. All right, thank you.
Good evening. I'm Elizabeth Moats. I'm the chairman of the Pike County Soil and Water Conservation District. This is Jennifer Williams, and she is our district coordinator, administrative coordinator. We're here to represent the Pike County Soil and Water Conservation District. The city appropriation we so thankfully receive each year helps us to supplement the salaries of our district employees. We currently have 2, which is Jennifer and Roxanne Adams, which Roxanne is our district education specialist. She is a retired elementary school teacher and is responsible for implementing conservation education programs and activities for all the Troy City schools, Pike County schools, and Troy University students. Roxanne partners with other county agencies such as the Extension Service, Alabama Forestry Commission, Treasure Forest, and the Farm City Committee to help with the plans and execute conservation education events such as the Groundwater Festival, Classroom in the Forest, 3rd grade Farm Day, 4th grade Groundwater Poster Contest, and Project Learning Tree. This year, we were fortunate enough to have our district winner go on to state competition, and we had a state winner. Roxanne independently coordinates and implements other activities such as the poster contest, stewardship essay contest, Envirothon competition, Go for Tortoise Day, and Conservation Rocks Challenge. We reach approximately 3,000 Pike County students every year, which if we don't educate our children now to be aware of the conservation that's needed, we'll be losing a lot of valuable time and effort. Jennifer Williams is the District Administrative Coordinator for Pike County Soil and Water Conservation District. She serves as the receptionist, where she assists customers and provides technical assistance to the NRCS field office staff with their programs such as environmental quality incentive programs. EQIP is an incentive-based cost share program that helps landowners install and maintain best management practices on their farms and property to conserve the state's natural resources. Landowners and citizens in Pike and Bullock County are served out of the Troy office. The district also has a working relationship with the Alabama Department of Environmental Management. It's Jennifer's job to register poultry farms in Pike County to meet ADEM's requirements. Poultry producers that have 125,000 or more birds are required to register their farms with ADEM. They can do this by coming into the district office and having Jennifer complete an online registration for them each year. And as a poultry farmer, I know how helpful this is to the farmer, because there's a lot of them that wouldn't know how to begin to fill that form out. Pike County Soil and Water Conservation District consists of 5-member board of supervisors, where I serve as the chairman. We hold monthly board meetings on the first Tuesday of each month at 9 a.m. in USDA Service Center Conference Room. The supervisors are appointed by the State Soil and Water Conservation Committee and serve without any compensation. Because the district operates in cooperation with USDA Natural Resource Conservation Service, we advise them with their federal programs by selecting certain practices and resource concerns. NRCS furnishes office space for the district and assists us with our programs. The district employees are not paid by NRCS. The salaries for our district employees are funded partially from the State Soil and Water Conservation Committee through grants. The appropriations that we receive each year from the City of Troy help provide administrative assistance to our field office staff, educational activities for our students, general services to the public, along with accelerated efforts for the City of Troy for project monies. We would like to thank you for the past support and would appreciate your continued support for the future. Please feel free to call or visit our district office at 566-2300, extension 3, 22 Henderson Highway. Thank you, and we have a little goodie bag as a token of our appreciation for all that you do supporting us. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions or you did fine. You did fine. Questions or comments for our guest from the Pike County Soil and Water Conservation? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
By Mr. Meeks, seconded by
Second.
Ms. Baker. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is approved. Thank you. All right. Resolution 2020, number 11, contract for services, the Pike County Chamber of Commerce. Ms. Sanders, welcome.
My name is Dana Sanders, and I'm president of the Pike County Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for your continued support of the Chamber. As a chamber, we were able to provide a wide range of services to the business community that help each of our members, but also help to promote Pike County, the city of Troy, and to assist in the expansion of our local economy. I respectfully ask that you consider support again this year, and we appreciate your partnership.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Sanders. Any questions or comments for Ms. Sanders and the Pike County Chamber of Commerce?
How did the golf tournament go?
It went really well. We had a lot of great teams.
Make a lot of money?
We made a good amount of money.
Good.
All right. All those in favor of the resolution, or do we have a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
By Mr. Meeks, seconded by Mr. Jones. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is approved. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Sanders. Next item is 2020-12, contract for services Keep Troy Beautiful. Ms. Sanders. I assume no relation to the previous Ms. Sanders. Maybe so.
Hello, I'm Melissa Sanders. I'm the Executive Director of Keep Troy Beautiful. Keep Troy Beautiful's mission is to achieve a cleaner, more beautiful community through education, communication, and participation. Our goals are to increase recycling, eradicate litter, beautify our city, and promote community greening. Some of our programs include Get Caught Green-Handed, Recycling Business of the Month, Team Up to Clean Up, which runs in March and April of each year, Troy Recycles Day, which is coming up on November 16th, Recycled Art Contest, which runs around November and December of each year, and we are fixing to roll out an Adopt a Street program. We are proud to partner with the city on these worthwhile endeavors to keep Troy beautiful, and humbly request your approval of this contract for services.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Sanders. Questions or comments for Ms. Sanders regarding Keep Troy Beautiful, other than doing an excellent job? Thank you. Outside of that, hearing none, is there a motion to approve? By Mr. Jones, seconded by?
Second.
By Mr. Meeks. You're doing a great job, Melissa. You're doing a great job.
We just want to make sure your heart was working.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is approved. Thank you.
Okay.
Just keeping Melissa on her toes. All right. The next item is Resolution 2020-13, Contract for Services, the Christian Love Center. Reverend Green.
Promise I won't be long.
All right.
This is what we do. At the CLC. Honorable Mayor, thank you for a job well done.
Thank you, Mr. Sam.
Sure. Councilman Baker, Councilman Passmore, Councilman Meeks, Councilman Jones, we thank you for the job that you all do for the city of Troy. Before I start, I want to say one thing. The mayor digged the hole and he plants it. City council work around it and fertilize. The Almighty God send the rain. When all that come together, it's spread abroad. That's what you all doing for the city of Troy. I want to thank you for a job well done.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. With that, are there any questions or comments for Reverend Green regarding the wonderful work that is being done at the Christian Love Center? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
By Mr. Meeks, seconded by
Second.
Ms. Baker. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. Thank you, Reverend. We appreciate your comments very much. Next item, Resolution 2020-14, Contract for Services, Pioneer Museum. Welcome and good luck following Reverend Green.
Y'all always give me a tough act to follow. My name is Barbara Tatum. I'm the director at the Pioneer Museum of Alabama, not to be confused with the Pioneer Village up the road. We are directly behind the train. I became director on February 23rd, 2018, and on behalf of the board of directors, the staff, the volunteers, and the members, I want to thank you all for all the continued support. The museum serves as a welcome center for the city of Troy as well as Pike County. We have received guests from 45 states as well as Washington, D.C., Guam, and Puerto Rico, and about 12 foreign countries since March of 2018 when we started keeping a register. We answer questions about where to eat, what to do in the city. We have a table that is devoted to the city of Troy in the gift shop. It has rack cards for the city, the 3-museum tour, as well as Chamber of Commerce maps. We welcome students for field trips from all over South Alabama. We just recently had our Pioneer Days event. We are incredibly grateful to the support with the appropriation that the city gives us, as it not only helps with day-to-day operations, but it helps with special projects. And some of the special projects that we have accomplished since I've been director, we've put new roofs on the dog trot cabin, the chapel, the well, the little shed at the train, and the caretaker's cottage. We've run a new water line from Highway 231 to the main building. We've replaced 8 toilets on the property, as well as other plumbing repairs. We've done extensive electrical work throughout the property, including new exit lights, emergency lights, replacing some of the lights and light switches in the main building. We've replaced 2 air conditioner compressors, and we've addressed an erosion issue behind the main building, as well as making repairs to the dog trot cabin. One of the things I am most proud of is that we were able to repair 5 billboards up and down US 231, and Christy Ellis Drinkwater designed new graphics, and we have gotten those put up. And those have helped bring people in off of US 231. All of those things would not be possible were it not for the continued support of the city and other agencies. So thank you again. If you see it in your heart to give us a little extra, we won't turn it away.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
By Ms. Baker, seconded by
Second.
Mr. Meeks. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution for contract services is approved. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for what you're doing. And thanks to all of those agencies that were here tonight for what you're doing and the good use and being good stewards of the taxpayers' dollars. Thank you. All right. Next item of business is Ordinance 409, which is the rezoning of certain real property. This will be a second reading on this rezoning, on this ordinance. Since it is a rezoning ordinance, there needs to be a public hearing regarding this particular ordinance, and that is Troy zoning ordinance as amended, changing the classification and zoning of the property described below from RR, Reserved Residential Zoning District, to R2, Medium Density Residential Zoning District, to the Tourism Development District. With that, that will constitute the second reading, and the public hearing is now open. Is there anyone here to voice an opinion on opposition or in favor of the rezoning of the property? Hearing none. The public hearing phase is now closed, and a motion to approve the ordinance is in order.
So moved.
By Mr. Meeks, seconded by
Second.
Ms. Baker. All those in favor of ordinance 409, rezoning certain real property, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the ordinance is approved. Thank you. The next item of business is ordinance 410, authorizing the issuance of $4.265 million City of Troy, Alabama General Obligation Refunding Warrant Series 2019A. This will also be a second reading of this particular ordinance that we did at our meeting, the first meeting of this month. I think you've heard a brief description of this so far with the resolution on the 772 notice. Is there any questions or comments from the council on this ordinance that Mr. Calhoun can answer or the mayor Mike can answer? Hearing none. Is there a motion to approve ordinance 410? By Mr. Jones, seconded by
Second.
Ms. Baker. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the ordinance is approved. Thank you, council. The next item is ordinance 411, amending chapter 10, fire prevention and protection of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Troy by adding new sections. Chief Stevens, do you want to give us a brief description that would constitute a first reading?
Yes, sir. This is a joint venture between the police and the fire department. If this is approved, this will give our fire marshal, it will be able to send him to APO certification, give him the authorization to write tickets, make arrests in need, and also investigate any criminal act regarding fire-related incidents.
With that, that will constitute a first reading of ordinance 411, amending chapter 10. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. The next item on our agenda is ordinance 412, declaring certain real property no longer needed for municipal purpose and conveyance of property to Riverbend Estate LLC. With that, that is the first reading. Mayor, will you give us a brief description of the ordinance?
Yes, this will allow us to basically swap property with Riverbend for a multitude of purposes. One, to build a road, and two, to hopefully enhance development opportunities for Riverbend, but also for the city of Troy. So that's the basic premise of it. It will allow us to, again, we will, some property we will receive, some property we will give, and then we will also get credit on the property that we give in regards to an option for some additional property for future development. So, and as we're sort of in a time crunch on getting all this together. I've gotten word back that we have received the temporary construction easement from Lowe's that we needed, which was one of the final things that we were waiting on. So I would ask that the council would take this under immediate consideration so we can move forward and get this out to bid by December the 18th.
Thank you, Mayor. Council, you've heard a brief description from the mayor and his recommendation that we take immediate action on ordinance 412. So with that, in order to do so, we would need to suspend the rules to take immediate action. Is there a motion to suspend the rules for immediate action?
So moved.
By Mr. Meeks, seconded by Mr. Jones. This will constitute a roll call vote to suspend the rules, so we will go in order. Mr. Jones? Mr. Meeks?
Aye.
Mr. Paramore, aye. Ms. Baker?
Aye.
We have unanimous consent to suspend the rules and take immediate action on ordinance 412. With that, is there a motion to approve the ordinance?
So moved.
By Ms. Baker, seconded by Mr. Jones. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the ordinance is approved. Thank you, council, and thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, council. I greatly appreciate that. It's going to be a good thing, not only development-wise, but safety-wise with the new road, and hopefully we'll also be able to eventually connect that road to our road infrastructure to open up even more development. So very grateful for your help on that.
All right. Next item, ordinance 413, authorizing the guarantee of industrial development revenue bonds issued by the Industrial Development Board of the City of Troy and the issuance of 3.16 million general obligation warrant series 2019B. This will be a first reading of this ordinance, and it was briefly discussed with us at our last executive committee meeting, similar to what we did previously tonight in refinancing some bonds. Richard, do you want to give a brief? That will constitute our first reading, your brief explanation.
So this ordinance, as President Paramore noted, would authorize the city's role in refinancing some bonds that were issued by the Industrial Development Board of the City of Troy back in 2011 to finance Golden Boy, the initial construction of the facility occupied by Golden Boy. It would be done as a bank loan with Synovus Bank, which is the same as the financing that we previously discussed. The numbers look really good from what I understand. Rice Advisory reported that the savings will be significant. The structure would be essentially the same. The security structure would be essentially the same as the prior bonds. That is, the Industrial Development Board would be the issuer of the bond, and the lease revenues from Golden Boy would be used to service the debt. And the city's guarantee of the debt, however, would kick in, and the city would be obligated to pay in the event that those lease revenues are ever insufficient. There's a few more actions that will need to take place. Of course, the Industrial Development Board will have to meet and authorize its role, but assuming that everything happens as planned, closing would be on November 21st. And I'd be glad to take any questions that you guys may have.
All right, with that will serve as our first reading. Any questions or comments from the council regarding the ordinance? Hearing none, thank you. Appreciate that. All right, that was the first reading, and it will be back on our agenda at our next scheduled meeting, which I believe is November the 12th. All right, that concludes our regular agenda items. I think we worked through those pretty good this evening. Thank you, council, for bearing with us on a long agenda. We do have an appointment that needs to be made this afternoon, and that is to the Troy Library Board, which is the recommendation of the Executive Committee to reappoint Miss Susan Murphy to the Library Board. Is there a motion to approve the recommendation from the Executive Committee?
So moved.
By Ms. Baker, seconded by
Second.
Mr. Meeks. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the appointment is made. Mayor, we don't have any other business or appointments at this time, so we welcome your report.
I would just thank y'all for handling a long agenda in an expedient manner. We appreciate everybody that was here and the job that they do in providing services to the city of Troy. And I think we've been here long enough, so unless there are questions, I won't bloviate.
Any questions or comments for the mayor from the council? If not, council member comments, Mr. Jones, we'll let you lead us.
I would just like to say thank you to all my contract partners that partner with the city of Troy. We appreciate all that you do, and we are glad to help you wherever we can. And there will be a district meeting here at City Hall Thursday for, I think, Ms. Mutry, District 5. But I will also be here, so anyone from District 1 would like to come in and chat, voice your opinion on something, I will be here to answer any questions that I can. I think it's 5 o'clock Thursday. Okay.
All right. Thought I heard something out there on the time, but that's good. Thank you, Mr. Jones.
5:30.
5:30.
Is what this says. Yeah.
5:30. All right, good. Mr. Meeks.
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Jones. We appreciate all the organizations that are here for what you do, and we thank you very much. Two things I will mention. Halloween is the end of the month. Please, everybody be careful with all the little kids out trick-or-treating. And I also would like to thank whoever the powers to be changing the homecoming parade back to downtown. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Meeks. Ms. Baker.
I do have a few things, so I'll go ahead and apologize, but it's
Take
never
your
a
time.
bad thing that we have so much going on. The Community Education Forum series, we hosted the meetings a couple of weeks ago at the Troy Rec Center. Those will continue. We're having our follow-up meeting. It's an outcomes and action meeting. That is going to be on Thursday, November the 5th at 5:30 at the Troy Rec Center. We are just going to have one meeting bringing both those groups together so that we can discuss the outcomes from those meetings. We're going to, the council, the Board of Education is working together and digesting all of the suggestions and concerns and thoughts that we heard at those meetings. So we're looking forward to gathering together and taking steps towards action. November 5th is going to be a busy day. We also have a community development symposium. The City of Troy is hosting this. We've been selected to host this for the Wiregrass. If you're not aware, the City of Troy does have opportunity zones, and this is an opportunity for you to come and learn what that means for us, tax incentives, opportunities for project investments. So that will be held at the studio. Registration is free, and you can go to the city's Facebook page to get more information on that. Mr. Meeks did mention Halloween. We do have a lot of great opportunities to celebrate the season with your family in safe and fun ways. Again, if you're not following the city's Facebook page, Downtown Troy's Facebook page, they have a lot of events, and there's also a lot of other organizations and churches that are doing things. So I would encourage you to enjoy those with your family and be as safe as possible. And the homecoming parade, again, I was glad to see that, and wanted to thank the chamber and Dana that was here earlier for working through the logistics and her team so that we could see that back downtown again for this year. I would encourage all of us, let's show up, let's support that parade, let's have entries. We certainly were quick to share our opinions on social media and at the coffee shop about the parade, which is great. It's one of our traditions, and it's good to know that people are passionate about that. So now that we've voiced our opinion, let's show up, let's support that parade, and let's encourage our organizations to participate and make it the best that we can. And that is all that I have.
All right, and on behalf of Ms. Moultrie, Mr. Jones did mention some of it, but Thursday, October the 24th at 5:30, Troy City Hall right here, a District 5 community meeting, and now District 1 as well, community meetings. So thank you for that. She also wanted me to remind everyone that this is District 5 cleanup that ends October the 31st. Get in touch with Environmental Services to get rid of any unwanted large items that you can get out by the road, or call them to help you with that, to help keep our city clean. I know Ms. Moultrie would appreciate that as well. I would like to say ditto from what all of my colleagues have stated about various functions that are going on. Mayor, thank you. And some of our people with finances that have found these savings for us to make the economy in the city of Troy the best it can be. Thank you for that. We really appreciate it. I want to thank our guests, our contract partners, for being here this evening, sharing with us what you do, and the reasons why we are willing and able to appropriate monies for you. We thank you. Appreciate what you're doing in our communities and in our area. A group of international students that are here, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming in and observing our city council meeting, and you're always welcome. We appreciate having you not only as students of our great university, but living within our community. We thank you for what you do. Appreciate you being here. And to our representatives of Conecuh Brands that are here, and the architect, thank you for coming and sharing with us in our 4 o'clock meeting, and looking forward to the great things that you guys will be doing there as well. And with that, a motion to adjourn is always in order.
So moved.
Thank you. We are dismissed.